David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. Well, folks, I'm outside the Glendale Care Centre. This building was the scene of a bizarre story last week. Namely, Shane Morrow came to visit his 65-year-old uncle Larry, and he was absolutely shocked to discover that his uncle Larry had two swastikas drawn into the back of his head. Someone had used a magic marker and drew these two symbols of Nazi Germany into Uncle Larry's head for apparently no reason whatsoever. Mr. Morrow's been trying to get answers to his concerns in media reports. He also talks about how his uncle was covered in his breakfast food at the time of this. And needless to say, it's a very disturbing story indeed, especially since none of the workers nor management nor the owner of Glendale will come on camera to discuss what happened. As well, it should be noted that the individual who is alleged to have done the magic marker drawings of the swastikas, he was arrested on Friday, so that's 3 days ago. But incredibly, police have not released his name. This is kind of unusual. He is not a young offender. And when I reached out to police, they said it would not be in the public interest to release that man's name. I would argue if someone is in a care facility with seniors and others dealing with medical conditions, it most certainly is in the public interest, especially if he is being charged with a crime, which is what this is. Now, I did walk into the facility. I tried to get some staff to come on camera. They refused and told me to leave, and I immediately did so. But luckily, a resident here, Melanie, she came outside to have her smoking break, and she told me what it's like living in this facility. She even told me the name of the person who allegedly did the drawing on the back of Uncle Larry's head. So why don't we skip to that interview and take it from there?
It's about Brandon drawing the swastika on Larry.
That's the name of the person that had the swastika. Yes.
Had the swastika on him, and Brandon is the man who drew the swastika.
Oh, his name is Brandon.
Yeah, now.
Do you know his last name, ma'am?
Costa.
Can you spell that, please?
Brandon Costa. Cotas, and he has it tattooed on his arm. He's a very proud man.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he just is a crackhead.
Oh.
Yeah, he smokes his little globe thing in front of everybody and shows us that. Like, I get scared and I try to run away because I'm gonna get, like, what if I have to get do something and I have to get tested for drugs? And what if I breathe that? Right.
Ma'am, what you're saying, if it's true, it's very disturbing. Why would a so-called crackhead be in charge of providing care for elderly people and others who need it?
He lives here. Okay. So he lives here. He just is delinquent. He's just a delinquent.
Oh, he's not a staff member.
That's why she's so upset, and she doesn't want you to talk to us, because she doesn't want people to know that she had Brandon living here in the first place, because it's really embarrassing.
So he was working here and living here?
No, it doesn't work. He's just a guy who lives here. Okay. And Larry's just another guy who lives here too. It's just that Larry lives downstairs where they have the helping care, like more traditional bread and breakfast helping care. Okay. And upstairs is more like having an apartment.
Oh, okay. And do you know how old the person is who drew the swastika on Larry's head?
He's young. He's like under 30. I don't know how old he is.
Okay. Now, ma'am, what would motivate him to do such a thing?
He's just nonsense. Like, he's not a normal person. Like, he's a crackhead, and he is like, he's really young, of like young-minded and stuff, and he's just too immature to understand that you don't go around drawing on somebody with a Sharpie, right?
Surely by the time we're 3 or 4, we know that, right? But but I guess drugs might be playing a role, as you say, if he's. But does he openly smoke crack here at the home?
Yeah, he does do that. He scared me. I tried to make it clear to him that people who have drugs that are illicit drugs, like I have marijuana and cigarettes with me, but those are legal now. They're like, well, now with pot and everything. And I was just trying to make it clear to him that all of the other illegal drugs are just nonsense, like makes you look like a bum, right?
But I wonder why they would tolerate illegal drug use here.
Hi.
Sorry, dear heart. Come here.
Oh,
Come here
excuse
for a
me,
minute.
ma'am. She's not allowed to speak.
Thank you so much.
I think, ma'am, we're. Oh no, she doesn't need permission. What are you talking about? Why does she need? Ma'am.
Come in.
I can't go inside with my cigarette. There's no smoking signs everywhere.
What, do they? It seems that the staff here treat people like children here.
Embarrassed, and they do treat us like children a little bit because they that's just the way it is here because we have it's a care facility, right? So we just have to make sure that we have to have like the patrons that are living upstairs get treated a little bit more like adults, and the patients that are less like patrons, that are the patients that are downstairs, would be more cared for, a little bit more like that, like she just did to me, because like I'm just a tenant, right?
But I mean, surely they're taking a big risk by having somebody openly take illegal drugs. I would assume there are people that regulate these kind of facilities. I don't know if it's licensed or not, but certainly that would be a risk, wouldn't it?
Indeed. It's just a rude kind of like upsetting thing that happened, and the drugs are not like prevalent throughout the building. Like I have my marijuana and my cigarettes, like I said. There's other people that have marijuana and cigarettes, and she knows this. She doesn't like it. She doesn't want us to have marijuana. And she thinks that it's a shame and stuff and stuff like that. So that's why she a little bit treats us like children, like we're under her watch, and she's like a teacher, like watching us.
What are the other tenants like here, ma'am? Are they easy to get along with? Everybody gets along with one another?
Well, now it is. Now the police took the other ones away that one was like a religious zealot that spoke about religious matters a lot. And
When the police took him away?
yeah, the police took him away. And they took Brandon away, the man who was drawing the materials that were explicit onto Larry. Just no one was watching for a little while, and that's what happened. Like that's just one of the things that happens here at Glendale. Like when someone's not watching.
And tell me, was when it was apparent that Larry had these swastikas drawn on his head, were people upset about that? Were they shocked, or did people just carry on with their own business?
Well, it's kind of hard to, like, I thought about trying to go over there and get, like, some rubbing alcohol and some cotton or something to try to get it off of him, but that's not my job, and I just live here, right? And they just weren't watching, and Brandon got around to his mischief, and, like, he's just a troublemaker, and he's gone now. So the police came to take them away, the two people in question, that possibly one was accused, like the two people that were accused, but for sure that we know that one person did it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for this information. Nobody is answering any of the media calls. I see there's big no trespassing signs on the.
That's for the two people that were removed because they thought that they might come back, so that they would be able to read that they're not welcome back anymore.
I thought it would be for people like me, people in the media.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the intention. I know that no one's answering any of the calls and stuff like that. It's just because they're embarrassed and they don't want any attention at all, right?
Well, there you have it, folks. If Melnie's story is indeed accurate, it's a little disturbing to me. Really, why would the management at a care center tolerate the presence of somebody with abuse issues to the extent that that person was drawing swastikas on a person's head? Certainly Shane Morrow's Uncle Larry, who is suffering from Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, he deserved better than that. He didn't deserve that kind of indignity to be done to him. But when we reached out to management here, nobody would come on camera to explain how this care center works. By the way, it is not a registered retirement center, but according to City of Toronto records, it is indeed a licensed rooming house. And I would argue that the people here are a lot more concerned about potentially losing their license to run a rooming house than to preserve the dignity of the people that reside in this rooming house. For the Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, if you like the kind of coverage we bring you here at Rebel News on a daily basis, why not consider becoming a premium content subscriber? Please go to premium.rebelnews.com, sign up, and never miss another Rebel video.